You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for Tyler Perry's For Better or For Worst. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest For Better or For Worst news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off, and the buzz continues, it's AFTERBUZZ TV for Tyler Perry's For Better or For Worse.
Oh, boy. That's what I'm talking about.
Give it up.
Do you feel the energy? Like, that is my intention for tonight, for you to feel the energy, because we, us four, literally have had a blast. I mean,
that was a fire.
You could do anything you want on a Friday night, but we ended up right here on AFTERBUZZ. Ladies and gentlemen, For Better or Worse by Tyler Perry.
Kiki just got done tweeting, man. I was like, you're not even over
Keeping it live.
Keisha.
I swear, I am tweeting more than I have
staying up late night working at Keisha, man.
There's
She's never
people-
been this hated before.
It's the internet. We are definitely going to dissect this show. Ready to go. And that's what this show does for you. Let's talk about it. AfterBuzzTV.com. Of course, we're on iTunes, Ustream. We're now on YouTube. We're just pretty much everywhere. And we definitely wanted to thank and welcome all the people that are supporting us from Tyler Perry Studios, TBS, and we're going to get into this show. First of all, my name is Ronnie Jr. I'll be hosting today, moderating, and of course, as always,
Spicy Marty.
I can't do anything without Spicy
I've
Marty.
been on this show twice, and I always stay here. I stay on this side of the table.
It's
This
as
is
if
my chair.
when Jason's here, I can't sit next to her no more.
And I told you,
I just drove an hour through 60-mile-an-hour winds to get here.
Yeah.
I get this chair.
He's
I've
telling
earned this
the
chair.
truth.
Anything for Spicy Marty.
He talked about Spicy Marty so much. He says you're so beautiful that anytime you call him, he's going to be
funny
here.
too.
Well, I appreciate that. You have high standards. Look who you get to work with.
I know.
Dang. Thank you.
Okay, let's get it. Let's get it on real quick. The actors that we have here today are, usually we assemble a group of hosts, but today we stepped it up. We have Jason Olive, who's an actor on this actual show, For Better or Worse. That's you right there. And what an experience. I'm dying to know what it's like to have a hit show and you be a part of it, and that's exciting. And you brought a friend of yours from the show. We have got the beautiful Kiki Haynes.
Yeah, right there.
Right there.
From New Jersey.
I'm a New Jersey girl. You had it. You could say it. East Orange.
I was ready to represent
East
you.
Orange, New Jersey.
I hear that
Illtown.
accent.
And now this is your first time here at the AfterBuzz. Tell us the impression when you walked in the door, and then when you seen the big screen. What was you thinking?
Honestly, from the outside, I didn't know what to think, but when I came inside, it is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
She called me on the phone. She goes, I don't know if I'm in the right place. I said, if it feels like a setup, you knock on the door.
Yes, that's exactly what
Well,
he
and that's the impression, and I got to tell you, like the way the web is going, you got people like Adam Carolla, gigantic podcast, similar situation here. You come here, you originally showed up, and you didn't know what you were going to get when you co-hosted with us for How to Make It in America,
Right.
and then you made all of this happen for this show.
Right.
You know what? When I experienced what we did for How to Make It in America, I was like, this is our show. Like this is what we need. This is actually, this is our energy. We love doing this. Tyler loves doing it. He loves social media.
Right.
So I was like, I just left that night going, how can we make this work? And so nice for Kiki to join us.
No,
too.
Yeah.
She had a
for
whole different thing
inviting
going
me.
on.
Yeah.
You had a whole different thing. You didn't have to be here. So,
And Kiki, I'm dying to find out what you think about watching yourself on a big screen. I would be intimidated to see my face on a gigantic screen, but we had fun. Ladies and gentlemen, when we get back there, the four of us, it was good times. Let's talk about this hit show. If you guys are on Twitter, of course, the hashtag for this show is called For Better. Okay, so make sure you're tweeting and
Pound for
at AfterBuzz TV, and of course we'll give out all our tweet handles and everything in just a bit. I'm excited, guys.
Oh, I can't
Tyler
wait.
Perry show. Not everyone could just say that.
I know.
You could be like, I'm on a show, a Tyler Perry show. Come on, Jason, right?
Well, what'd you think about it? Is he,
You know what? We were watching it. I spent a full long day of
Catching up
research
on
with Marty,
all
which
the
is
series,
always fun.
because it started off with 2 episodes.
Yes.
The first premiere on Black Friday.
Yep.
And that was pretty exciting. I mean, you guys, come on now. Thanksgiving week,
yes,
you guys, and Black Friday, it was huge. You guys did
huge.
Twice as many numbers.
And
as
the
you thought
show
you would.
was such a void. Like there wasn't this kind of show. What'd you call it? Like a Friends meets. There's no way to really describe it.
It's a new genre, know. And if you look at what people are saying on Twitter and the rest of the media out there, really, they're really not sure how to take it. It's like, where's the laugh track? Then I noticed by the fourth episode, people are like, wait, I don't want the laugh track. I can actually decide when I want to laugh.
Exactly.
They're like, well, is this a drama? I mean, people are literally twittering, I don't know if this is a drama or a comedy. And of course, because it's both. And that's why it's new. It's a whole new little genre and that Tyler has created.
And like anything that's great, it does catch wind. You know what I mean? It's like a wildfire once everyone does get on board. You were talking about a TV show that I love.
Cheers, your favorite
Cheers
show.
Is like my favorite sitcom. And that one almost didn't make it.
There were 72 shows the year that Cheers came on air, and Cheers was ranked number 72.
Yeah.
So imagine
we would have missed out on Sammy. So, I think for us to be in this platform right now, all of us to be here doing the social media thing, allowing your fans to kind of talk to you, and I will give out the number in a second. Actually, we'll do it right now. If you guys want to talk to the cast members, 424-256-1729.
Call us.
We're keeping it interactive, and I think the main thing is we want to build off this thing because we know the show's going to make it. It's a Tyler Perry show. Shall we dive into episode number 3?
Absolutely. I mean, and to go on what Mari was saying, we had the worst day you could imagine, Black Friday, really.
Worst.
At 10 o'clock, people are already out shopping. The stores opened. It started at 10 o'clock, right? Yeah. And for the 3.4 million people to tune in.
Those are the numbers, huh?
Well, more than that because there's 3.4 a couple days later. That's not counting TiVo and all that. It's the power of Tyler Perry.
And didn't go to the movies. People were like, I'm staying home for this 30-minute
movie.
What does that make as actors? What does that make you guys feel like? I'd feel real confident or whatever, just walking down the street. We seen you at the club the other day. No wonder you were so damn confident that day. I was like, Jason. I told Maddie, I'm like, Jason. We did an event the other day. I'm like, Jason looks a lot taller or something.
Swagger.
Yeah.
You got that swagger.
Episode 3, we start with Marcus and Angela. Their conversation. Of course, Marcus and Angela are from the actual Tyler Perry film, and their characters.
Why Did I Get Married?
Yeah, their characters.
1 and 2.
1 and 2, and I guess you would say that they were the breakout stars to some degree on that movie, and that's why.
They were the dramedy of the movie. It was drama and comedy merged into one, and from that they did a spin-off. I'm assuming Tyler Perry had, the light bulb go off, and he created For Better or Worse.
Yeah,
and
it's hard though.
Michael Jai too. Michael Jai, he's a genius for sure. I mean, people that have seen his films that he's written, directed, and produced, and part of it was he had come up with this line in Why Did I Get Married that Marcus really didn't. Wasn't sure what he did as a job. He made up this storyline that he was an ex-football player, which now carries through the TV show.
Yeah. And that's kind of how it got pushed through. So we start off with them. That's great. They definitely have a big shine on this show. I definitely like
issues.
They do have
issues.
But who
they start
doesn't? Like who?
It's very relatable in that way, right?
What great is about the show is that the show started off with plugging us as the audience in on who each character is, their background, their relationship with each other, and their relationship with amongst the crew, as you would say, the friends, and then the dramedy unravels, and we start to see the characters, fighting with each other, going behind each other's backs, and starting, the issues that every relationship has.
Is she the one? She's the one.
This is the culprit over here.
Yeah, she's fun to watch. Real fun to watch.
I gotta be a culprit. I'm
Jason, why don't you, since you are an AfterBuzzer here, why don't you go ahead and give each character? We have a picture up here. Kind of break down who's who and what's what as far as the relationships.
Okay, let's see. We got Kent Falcone over there. He plays the character of Richard. So Richard is a college buddy of Marcus and Joseph.
Haven't seen each other in about 10 years.
Haven't seen each other in a long time. He's been doing the corporate finance thing, and he basically comes to town because we've decided that we are going to start a sports network in the show. It's basically something like a Sports Center or
in
Around
Atlanta.
the Horn or something like that, and it's a show that we own, and so we've asked him to come in and basically be the CFO of.
So it should be all good. It's a best friend. It should be all good.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Well, we just keep
Keisha.
Let's go.
Keisha.
Tell me about Hot Pants real quick.
Yeah.
So who next? What couple do we have next?
And there's Kiki right there.
Okay.
Plays a character of Kiki. Keisha.
Do you see the heels? This is a
I'm
side
feeling
part.
that color on you.
Are you?
Fuchsia? I love it.
Oh,
Thank you.
it's a female moment right now.
It is.
What up? What up, brother?
The color, the clothes, the heel.
Between the heels and the
calves,
clothes and the
calves.
hair. I
You
mean,
know about the calf pop?
The calves.
The calf pop makes
it's a
any
thing.
woman automatically feel sexy.
I see the
There
baby
was
oil
a
glistening on the
hashtag
legs,
about
girl.
that on Twitter the other day.
gotta
Okay,
make the
okay.
hashtag
I'm
what?
joking. I'm joking. I was making it a thing. You never know on Twitter. Anything could be
Hashtag
something.
calf pop.
It's a sexy set, man. That's all I have to say.
And then we have, of course, Michael Jai.
Michael Jai
Who plays Marcus.
Right, Marcus and Tasha playing Angela, which is, of course, the couple, as we mentioned, got pulled out of Why Did I Get Married? And then lovely Crystal Stewart plays my girlfriend.
Who looks a lot
Leslie.
like early Rihanna days. No?
You know, she was Miss USA.
You know, I didn't think about that. And now that you
She's-
said it, I could see that.
Yes.
She looked very, when Rihanna, was Ponde Replay, she was that. She was
I
that
think
for
all
sure.
the women are so beautiful. I
Yeah.
mean, you guys are lucky to work with each other.
Yeah.
Tyler
you know?
hasn't given me a good reason yet why I haven't married her. He won't tell me why I haven't.
Right.
I'm getting a little scared
Yeah.
at this point because I keep
Right,
asking
'cause it's-
myself,
'cause it's looking
why
perfect.
wouldn't I marry her?
Yeah, because that is a storyline.
And the-
That's a storyline on the show that you just you're giving her everything
I
except
did try. I mean, I did try just now.
Kind of, sort of. I think some people,
What are you
I
gonna
think
do?
if it's not broke, don't fix it. And so I
That's
think
how
that
I felt.
because their relationship is going so well and they're living a married life without being married, that
which a
maybe,
lot of people do.
you know,
No,
his character is
truthfully,
afraid
I mean,
to
the thing is
shake
with
the boat.
Joseph and Leslie's, they have a really true and deep love.
Right.
And, part of it is you just don't want to mess that up. When
Yeah,
you
mess
have
it
something
up.
that special,
Yeah.
you just so.
And
so you
what's the
hold it so
duration?
delicately.
How many years had that couple been together?
In 2 years.
It's 2 years.
Yeah,
Okay,
2 years.
2 years. It's perfect. She's happy. You're happy.
Living
And then
together.
it's the
There is-
outsiders.
there
What's
is-
up with the
Well,
outsiders?
there is the free wife syndrome, right? You were talking about that on set.
The free wife syndrome?
Yeah, like when you're dating without being married, it's
Right.
like you have a free wife, and
Oh, yeah.
don't act like you didn't have that conversation with me.
Yeah, no,
like,
well,
oh, she playing. See how she does it?
Is she
Wait,
is she
no.
innocent? What's happening
You know
here?
what it is? It's even though you're living a married lifestyle, when you actually get married, it just makes it solidified, and it's a vow that you're making to each other and to God. It's like it's a patent that even though you are living the same way, but it's like that extra pressure because it's like when you go to court and you have to put your hand on the Bible. Most people would rather tell their story, just tell it, because something about putting their hand on that Bible and they swear,
What's this-
they're so conscious
Right.
now of everything they're going to say. So it
She's
just
drawing
makes
me
it
in.
official.
She could be a motivational
Somebody
speaker.
married
It just reminds you that there are
Yeah.
things worse than jail.
But they
waiting for
also
you.
say what? Why buy the cow when you're getting the milk for free?
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is. But the background on the characters, it looks like as if you
You just
guys.
call my girlfriend a cat?
No.
No, that's just
anything
a
but.
saying. No.
She's beautiful, but your guys' background is you have a perfect relationship, but it's not broken, and you guys are looking at Marcus and Angela and their drama, and you guys are like, we don't want that. And then you and Richard are new, and you guys are just starting off.
We're just starting
Moving
off.
fast, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
very fast.
Richard is a really nice guy, and the way I describe Keisha is, she's very brokenhearted, and also there's a part of her that's bitter, that's ego-driven.
Right.
Angela, in her opinion, is living the life that she should be living.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's got to be rough.
it's very rough, and it's constantly thrown in her face. So even though Richard is a nice guy, and she should be giving Richard her undivided attention,
Yeah.
it's hard to give somebody your heart until you get
And I-
validated by the one who broke it.
And I feel like
Right.
you're
She just
saying
needs
that.
to- She just needs to get
He
the
still has a piece
validation
of
from
you.
me. He still has a piece
Yeah.
of me. So no matter how good he is, there's a slight chance he's never going to get my whole heart until he tells me that I'm good enough, meaning Marcus.
There's a lot of layers to your character.
Yeah.
You're getting a bad rap. Us ladies are thinking,
Yeah.
you're a home wrecker and you're coming over here starting drama, but really you have a lot on your shoulders.
Do
You're
not
dealing with
defend
it's
True,
her.
no, no,
Why
and
you
not only
defend
that,
her?
She's
What?
in a hard
Not only that, in
place.
Keisha's mind, she feels like she's not a homewrecker because she was first. She had Marcus first.
Right.
There's always two sides of the story.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
Wait, hold up. I'm going to have to get Tasha
Oh,
on the line.
here comes the Twitter. Real quick, let's do a little bit of season episode 3. I'm sorry of the initial opening up is them just kind of talking their banter. I think obviously on this show we want to see a lot of their banter. I'm
Right.
talking about Marcus and Angela because that's what we saw in the movie. They got the funny scene with the 12-year-old, which somebody on Twitter said, "What about the 12-year-old?" Because he really does look like he's 30 or 25 or something, and he's like a buff little 12-year-old.
He is
And
the
so I
buffest
had to
kid.
ask Jason. I'm like, is the actor really? Is he? How
Yeah,
old is he?
he's young. I don't
Yeah.
know all about it, but he's
Yeah,
young. I
'cause he
mean,
wasn't-
he's so talented.
He can act his butt off, and he just has a mature.
I was going
look
to say,
to
yeah,
him.
he has a very mature
I feel like
vibe.
there's 3 characters in this show that are comedic. That's what they bring to the table.
Right.
It's the one Coco who plays Jennifer in the
Jennifer?
salon.
Oh, hilarious.
She's funny. But the 2 that I really, really enjoy, I definitely think the intern is funny, and I think
Todd.
little MJ's funny.
Yeah, they're adorable.
So we
Joseph hates Todd.
Oh, really?
Can't stand Todd.
That sucks because I love him. He's grown on me. At first, I'm like, oh, the annoying intern, but he keeps coming in there with that
funny.
broom.
Yeah.
I was waiting for him.
No, it's a love-hate.
He was mopping the carpet.
Mopping the carpet.
He's trying to find his way. He wants to fit in. He wants to blend.
And everybody has that feeling how they want to make it, and they're hustling. And he's just, starting at the bottom, working his way up to the top.
Yep.
The two of them, Angela and Marcus, they're talking about the morning breath joke, which is funny, good little comedic stuff for this show. Then that's when Marcus finds out, why do you want to be friends with Keisha? Like that's where that kind of opened up, where Angela's saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be her friend."
Right.
I initially was like, "Is that kind of like she's doing it low key, something like just to?" And
it was awkward.
I got to give you a little behind the scenes info on this too, because when we were shooting, what happened was, what was it? It was like was it after episode 3? When Tyler was like, "Wait a minute, I kind of see where the cast," because. Look, let me backtrack. We were all brought into a meeting in Tyler's office before we started, right?
Yep.
He explained to us what the show was going to be about, and the powerful thing was, on top of his message, the spiritual message, was that for the first time on TV, people were going to see black ownership, and we were like, wow. And then what he says next is, so we're going to I'm going to put you down there in the studio, and then you guys can fight it out.
Yep.
It's exactly how he said it. We all looked at each other like, fight it out.
Yep.
And we're like, okay, because, we have a lot of actors that have done a lot of different stuff.
Yep.
So we're like, okay, let's go fight it out. I think it was after episode 3, because we had gone through the weekend, and we shoot a show a day. Some people don't know that. So we shot the first week, we shot 3 days. Monday, Tuesday, by the time the first Wednesday was over, we had 3
episodes.
3 episodes in the can. So we came back.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
If you don't know, now you know. Wow.
How we do, y'all.
Production elements and everything. Very good, very good.
Okay, no, we're listening. Go.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, we come back to work on Monday, and Tyler goes, okay, everyone bring it in. Now I got it. And we, as a cast, had taken it so far off the map by the 3rd episode. He's like, okay, you're the devil. You're the peacemaker. You're this. Switched all around. And not only that, but he said, okay, now episodes 2 and 3, those are now 8 and 9. And we're going to go we're going to go backwards and reshoot what we just saw. So
does that mean even cast members were different?
Yeah,
absolutely. Kiki and I right now seeing this for the first time. We had no idea. We had no idea that those were the episodes coming.
The two that are together, this two, although it's kind of mixed.
Right.
Were any of them different at some point?
Yeah,
Yes.
they were different up until about 4 days, I think,
How
before we started.
Start? You guys.
It happened so fast, and when I got to set, I remember that he and I were together, so I'm assuming that he was Richard, whose name wasn't even Richard. It was another name. So not only did they switch characters, but they switched names.
That's what I love about TV, though, because you find the lane that works, and this is it.
Tyler's very visual. Once he saw us together, paired us together, not only visually, but even energy and character.
Right.
Once he sees it on set, it's almost like a blank canvas, and as you begin to paint, the colors become alive.
That's some good
once
casting.
he saw us, it all came together, and I agree with you. I think it's absolutely perfectly
because now
cast.
I would have an
paired.
attitude if you and Jason were together. I don't know
because you can't see that now. I know.
I'm attached. I'm attached to them.
Yeah.
and I love my Richard. Like that's my honey bunny. So it's everything came
I like
together.
him some Richard.
Yeah,
his
he's
demeanor.
great.
Ooh, I love
great.
it.
It's a very good-looking cast, definitely, that's for sure. Let's go right into the salon. This is where Leslie, who we find, your girl Leslie in the show, is a little bit crazy. She's kind of wild. She's got a lot going on in her brain. She's guilty as all
She's a
can.
sweetheart,
for her.
Yeah, she was a little chaotic, but that's because she thought she saw something. So she became very gossipy in the salon with the comedic one, which was Jennifer's character, or Jennifer. We see that Leslie and Jennifer talk, and it's just like a funny little moments of what do I say, what do I do, what do I say. And
that's a great little pairing.
The two of them.
When you get Leslie and
they're so opposites.
Jennifer,
like you wouldn't piece them together as like BFFs. And so the
Never.
fact that they're growing a friendship that they never would have thought they would have had based on the drama that you've caused.
yeah.
This show is going to break down all those barriers.
Right.
A lot of people were talking. I saw the first couple episodes, like, oh, we've seen this before. No, you haven't seen it before. You saw it for the first 2 episodes. You might have seen some stuff before.
You haven't seen any of this.
But let this grow on you. You have not seen this before.
Now they almost busted out right away. They almost call Angela immediately. Actually, do they call Angela? They did call her.
To.
They actually, the phone was ringing.
Well, they did, and I think she pretends like she is
She threw
Asian, right? Yeah, Chinese, and hangs out.
She threw an accent. So they were that close to just busting it out right there. But no, we don't. We needed to let it roll.
But in there was a lesson, and I like the fact that the writer or Tyler Perry, whomever it is responsible for that, is when you see something and you can't confirm what it is, before you start drama, find out first, or at least have confirmation, because you're about to possibly ruin or just affect somebody's life here.
I think what she should have done, though, if she was going to talk to anybody, she should have talked to the husband character or boyfriend character. That's who she got a little too excited
But
and
even that,
gossipy. I felt like it was like a Real Housewives of Atlanta-ish. It's like just, but it made for a really good part of the show.
But
though.
even jumping on your comment, it's hard in this respect. Even though she didn't see us kiss, of course, us watching the show, Keisha was coming on to Marcus. But it's hard because when you don't physically see something, some people will appreciate you telling the truth, and others will get mad at you,
Right, exactly.
and almost turn on you
When you
because
see-
you're getting involved in a relationship, especially if they find out that it is true and they still stay. Because now they look foolish in
And
front
now
of
they're
you.
mad at the friend.
And now they're mad at the friend for putting them on blast.
And I guess Leslie's she's in a compromising position because she doesn't know what to do. Yeah, it's like she feels obligated almost to say something.
Right.
So I get it now.
And Joseph's in the position where he's just like, can we just get rid of this because I need this business to work right now.
Yeah.
He's like the mediator.
Listen,
I like how
he
sweet your
just
character
needs
is.
this business to work.
Oh, you're talking about C Sports now. Yeah, we get to the
C
set.
Sports has got to work.
C Sports was so cool, going to be so cool, and it got so awkward on that set
Now
right
y'all
away.
got drama like the ladies going on.
Yeah. Well, except for your character, because you're the only you're like the voice of reason almost.
I'm the voice of money.
Voice of money.
We just get through this.
So there's tension between
get to the paycheck,
Marcus
man.
and Richard.
Yeah.
And what is that tension? Describe that tension to us.
Well, I mean, it's just examining what happens when personal life comes into the workplace and you're dealing with two really strong male egos. And the great part about C Sports is that no one can leave. You don't have drama.
Right.
If people can leave, there's no drama. You just walk out the door. But we're confined within this small space of C Sports now. We have to figure out a way to work together. We have to figure out a way to get through what's going on and continue to be successful men that we are.
Right. I've worked in radio for so many years, and the term that comes up a lot is when you win in the halls, you win on the air. And you guys were not winning in the halls, so therefore the broadcast, suffers. And what gets even worse or more interesting is Richard's character. He doesn't really confront the issue, but he starts attacking Marcus's character as a boss or whatever. It's like kind of weird, and
he's taking his personal issues and rolling it over into the workplace,
which is really difficult.
Which happens a lot.
Yeah, I felt the awkwardness and it was a rough part of the scene,
Especially, did you guys catch Richard's picture of he and I on his desk, just like right in Marcus's face, like right
Oh,
here?
eventually, we see it get knocked down. Yeah,
Knocks it down later on.
because we end up in Richard's office. The three gentlemen. It's your character, Richard, and
Marcus.
Yes,
Yep.
and you guys are all just talking. And this is when he says, "I think I'm gonna marry Keisha." I mean, just out of the blue,
Right,
kind
he
of.
announces that.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. They've barely been together for not too
3
long.
weeks.
Keisha got the smackdown,
Go ahead, Keisha.
So
it's like that,
loving.
huh?
Kiki's working with the goods or something. I don't know.
It's that Atlanta water.
How did that happen, Kiki?
Every woman has a little trick of her trade, and you know how to lock it. You know how to lock
Keisha
them
got
out.
several.
Right now. But Marcus admits, or no, Richard admits to Marcus that there's always been a tension from their childhood growing up. So now it starts to surface in the relationship that he now has with you. And it's kind of like he's throwing it in his face, and they're going back and forth. And everyone thinks that Marcus still wants you and is jealous of you guys getting married, but that's not really the case. Marcus is holding on to a secret.
That's true. It's so good.
She's quiet. Look at it. She's quiet
I'm like,
over
you have
there.
to stay tuned.
Because you know so much of what's already happening. We don't. Now we have to watch next Friday. 7 days away. What am I going to do?
Listen, the scary thing about this is that this storyline is, dynamic as it is.
Yeah, it's going to get. There's
It's
a lot
one
more.
of many
Yes,
that are coming in this first 10.
As we're in the office there, this is where we learn that you really are the voice of reason, because you're kind of talking. It's just you. It's just Marcus. Those scenes are real believable. We like the Marcus, your character scene.
Your friendship.
We're like boys. I mean, Marcus
good.
and Joseph, like, they know they have each other's back. They know that neither one of them are perfect. And, sometimes as a man, when you realize that, the other guy knows he's not perfect too, that kind of helps. You're you're just like, okay, let's try to get through this together. We've both done things we're not proud of. We're both trying to get better. But damn, Marcus, can you just keep it to yourself?
And Jonathan asked too. He was like, "What did you do?" And he goes, "I did what a man was supposed to do." And Jonathan, you were like,
spazzing.
Yeah, you were spazzing. But so then you ended up getting the real story.
I knew what that meant.
But I like your guys' friendship because you're kind of keeping him in line. Maybe in another friendship, the other friend would have applauded having an affair, but instead you're keeping your boy in line. I like that. We need more of that in the world.
We all have friends that are supposed to keep us from jumping off the ledge.
Kick our butts every
and you
now
hope
and then.
that one day both of us are not on the ledge at the same time.
Right.
You
I like that. Wow, that's true. Very true. We go back to salon gossip. More gossip at the salon. They're just a lot of talking in there, and that's when Angela shows up at the salon.
Right.
So it gets just crazy,
and
awkward, weird.
Do we tell her? Do we not tell her?
Yeah. It's just a lot of.
And the whole
she
time
knows.
you're wondering, like, is Angela?
I felt like
is she
thought,
trying to keep her enemies close? Like, does she know?
That's exactly what I mean,
it's like, yeah.
Because that's a smart thing to do.
I think
You befriend the ex.
That was
Really?
and it gets called out later.
Is that a spicy tip?
That's a spicy tip. Befriend the ex, and that way, because when they're the enemy, they will do more in order to get back at you.
And it definitely made Marcus feel uncomfortable because he's like, I don't want you two hanging out. Like, what do you need to talk about? What do you need to talk?
There you saw a man's point of view and a woman's point of view right there.
Because what is the
It's
common bond?
Two ways to handle a situation.
Which also can piggyback, like when you said it's obvious that Marcus is keeping a secret,
Right.
that he doesn't have feelings, but is that true entirely?
And he, I don't think, does he? Now I'm conflicted. Does Marcus still have feelings for you?
Does he? Or is it, or is it an ego thing where, he has a child by me, so I guess he's already, put his, how they say, like, dogs and cats pee on their territory.
He's imprinted.
Oh, right.
Imprinted me, yes. So, but even though he's moved on, some people, not only do they not want you, they don't want anybody else to have you. So even though he could have moved on with Angela.
I question that.
Well, it's tough to be in the circle. It's tough to be.
have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, and that's what Joseph keeps saying. He's like, man, this is a good thing. I mean, you always talk about the problems.
Yeah.
Now, she's someone else's problem, and she's friends with your wife.
Yep.
Why is this still a problem?
And remember, in episode number 2, Richard puts him on blast and lets him know, you came to Keisha and you asked for her back the night before your
Yes,
marriage.
yeah.
So I asked the question again, does Marcus have feelings for Keisha?
It's tough when dealing with the exes. I
It's
want to
very
break
tough.
That's why they can't be in the same circle. That's why the show works, because they can't be in the same circle, and they are. It's like
There's always going to be
But that
tension.
happens. Come
Yeah.
on, guys. In relationships today, that happens. And what do? Do you have to find
I've
a
been
way
presented with that.
to
A
make
friend
it
trying to
work?
date the ex, and you give them your blessings, and because you're done, or do you say no, mine? It's kind of hard.
It's hard. It's very hard.
Jeez. Okay. So yeah, I mean, we got
This
that.
is
So yeah, because that's what's so weird about the show. Because
I
you
gotta
do
breathe
get
a little bit.
it's because you get the dramatic stuff, and then you're just like in that, and then all of a sudden you go to more comedic stuff.
And I'm laughing.
Then Todd
So
shows
it's
up.
very weird. Yeah, and then we do get a comedic scene right away. It's Marcus and MJ. They're outside. They're playing basketball. Football. And they're the Angela comes up and she says, "Oh, something about the girlfriend or for MJ." And he goes, "Mama, you threw salt in my game." And then he
That
just
was
like
so cute.
he just runs off, and he's funny. He's a funny little real 12-year-old.
Right.
MJ.
Because our mothers really would have embarrassed us when we were little.
And she's good at it. Angela is so good in this show.
Angela's character.
Yeah.
She can play that like no other. I
No
can't even
nonsense.
envision somebody else doing what she does.
I loved
right.
I loved how in the fourth episode, the way it ramped up to finally getting one of those really good Angela rants.
Oh,
it's like
yes,
you were
I
waiting
was
for one,
waiting
you're
for
waiting
it.
for
Yeah.
one, then boom.
I was saying like she was so calm a lot of the time. It's like, okay, she's calm. She's
No,
calm.
I remember shooting that
Nailed
scene.
that.
You
I
need-
really wanted to leave. Like when the first part, when I go, okay, let's leave. That actually wasn't in the script. I just really wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We ended up
That
keeping it
is
in, yeah, because it
funny.
was like, oh god, the feeling, the tension of everything. You
Now,
know?
when she goes there in the scene, how do you guys get out of that? Because you guys do that intense scene, and then what happens? You guys like have to woo-saw after Angela goes off on everybody?
You mean on the set?
You're talking
Yeah,
about
on
the
set.
big group?
in
Yeah.
the show, like after she goes off on you
that
guys.
was a really heavy scene.
How do you come down from that?
I mean,
Yeah.
you ended up really breaking down on that.
Yeah, because I end up breaking down because of various reasons, where emotionally I'm being embarrassed in front of a room full of people who, they are my peers, you know, because I'm constantly around them. I am embarrassed because the man that I do have feelings for, who I thought had feelings for me, is kind of leaving me out in the open, even though, his wife is right there. But sometimes in our psychotic minds, we're like, you know, help me out a little bit here. And then also I'm being put on blast in front of Richard. It's a combination of embarrassment, not knowing where to go from there. And also it's even could be, you know, a part of an emotional play of, it's hard to bash on somebody who, you know, is emotional. It's easier to bash on somebody when they're giving you attitude and coming back. So Keisha's clever. She was trying to do
what
whatever
happens when
she
they
could
say
to get out.
cut? And then how do you guys get out of that? Because now your characters are done with that scene.
You're like
you guys
still
have to,
breathing hard.
Yeah,
and...
like how do you get out of that intensity and back to your normal self?
Sometimes you do need to take a moment. With
Food
some
truck.
things. You do.
Food truck.
Yeah.
Get some
Lunchtime.
donuts.
Yeah, there you go.
And then there's one exercise that actually, what's ironic is that Tasha is a wonderful teacher of a class called TSAW. Tasha Smith Acting Workshop.
I've heard of it.
And
a
I
lot of
met
people
her.
have come from there.
She's a girlfriend of mine, and I actually was studying with her for years. And we have this thing called Silly Dilly. And what Silly Dilly is, you can do in a natural life, is when you literally just take about 5 seconds to a minute and you just shake it off. Because by you doing the whole Silly Dilly exercise, whatever that intense emotion was you were feeling, it's hard to go from the Silly Dilly back to that.
Yeah.
Was that it, or
seems like
were
that
you
would
doing
be
it?
tough.
Were you doing a soft version
I was
of it?
doing a very soft
Do a
version.
real version of it. No.
Like,
How do you do Silly Dilly? So how did
Marty, you're up.
Oh wait, mine was shaking. Hold on.
I know, right?
Oh, yeah, you're a little too spicy to do
Boys
all
were-
that.
Literally, you shake the day off, or you shake the
And that's what
situation
she
off.
teaches. Oh
Yeah.
no way, and that's why
Silly
she's so
dilly.
good. She's
have
good.
Have a moment of silly dilly, or like a guy, because you know guys are real
Yeah.
machismo, and if she's trying.
Well, you know when you take improv classes, they do stuff like
Right.
that as well, and you just get so goofy, and you're like, well, now I don't care about nothing. Like I'm fine. I'm the real me again. You
you're
know.
not so tense.
I wonder what would
That's
happen
so cool.
in relationships if we really did that. When things heated up, if we were like, okay, babe, time out.
Silly dilly.
Oh. You better tweet that and own that, because that's good.
Spicy tip. Yeah.
That is so cool.
How do you go back to arguing after that? You can't help but laugh.
Since I got a kid, let me clue you into Nick Jr. Get the wiggles out, okay? That's what you do when the kids are going crazy. Get the wiggles out. No, but I remember on set that was a real heavy scene for you.
You're talking about the one
also,
with everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
That reminded me the
in
most.
real life, because you know Kiki's a really spiritual person. And I remember for you to have to
Say that
knowingly,
That was hard.
yeah,
That's very hard for me.
knowingly,
that was- yeah, so
like,
give us-
It was blasphemous.
Let's-
it
let's-
was.
let's go
when
back.
you
Can-
said that, I got mad.
Does
at
anyone
your
here
character.
want to recite the line? Do you remember it specifically?
Yes, there's a part where once, literally, I'm running out of tricks, so I'm running out of things. I
And it's an intense scene. This
It
is
is.
like the build up.
Right.
It's the scene that reminds you the most of,
Yeah.
you know, some of the stuff you saw in the
Nobody's
movie.
believing you,
Yes.
and so then you
I
say,
throw her friends under the bus. That doesn't work. So then I say, you know what? It doesn't matter because God knows my heart.
Oh God, yes.
Oh,
It
When you
was-
said that was
Sheesh.
the lowest, and I think that got a huge.
There was a few
audience
cameramen that
response.
turned around on that one.
I know.
Because you
I
took it to
know.
the next level. You brought God in it, girl.
I had conversations with my cast, right, Jason? We had conversations
what'd you
with the
say?
cast, and I said that was the one line that I almost wanted to speak to Mr. Perry about because,
No.
and then I had to remind myself, no, you're an actress. You don't judge the character.
You
You
were
don't judge the
shaking.
line. You commit to it,
Right.
and I committed to it. And when you're trying to convince somebody of a lie, you believe it yourself,
Right.
And then when you say it, you believe it. So when I said God knows my heart, in my mind at that moment,
Oh, you
I
said
really
it for
didn't.
you.
I was really saying it.
Okay, I
So
like
you know,
how you spin that.
you believe the lie. And I had to make them believe it, so I couldn't judge it.
I mean, that was
Yeah,
I
that was the
mad.
part where
But I
everyone's-
think that was. I'm happy you guys
Wow.
left that in. I'm happy you didn't ask him for permission to change it,
Right.
Because you got an emotional response from us. You know, you pulled at our. Ooh, that's a soft button for us.
And you said
start
you
talking about
talked to
my
the
God.
cast to get the approval, or you talked
No,
to
no,
family?
I just talked to the cast in terms of, we all bounce off.
Venting.
You know, how do you feel about this, or how should we say certain lines? You know, we just bounce off ideas, and that was one thing that I was like, y'all,
This is really tough.
It was rough for you.
how do I say that, without feeling, convicted, because I am such a spiritual person, and
But that's real. People do that all the
Oh
time.
yes, people use the Lord to
Well, what
get
would
people
Jesus
to
do?
yes, and I can quote scripture like
Right.
the best of them, and normally
Oh.
those are the ones that are like, woo.
Yeah.
Gotta watch them.
Gotta watch out
You gotta
for them.
watch out for them.
Wolves in
so-
sheep's clothing.
Yes.
Prior to even getting to that scene, we have the fun pool scene, which was kind of interesting only because it's that build
Oh,
up.
that was fun.
That's where we get all the awkward. That's where we get the jokes. Jennifer really killed.
So we got Leslie in a bathing suit too. That was.
That's where I was like, she looks like Rihanna there. Yeah. It was just one of those scenes where, and then I didn't know Leslie was going to be angry, like as angry. She became very strong, and she was like.
I like that she did that.
Yeah.
I like that Jennifer had an influence on her, and that she was able to express how upset she was. Because as a friend, we take it personally when we think that our friend is getting done dirty.
Right.
And we get mad at the person doing it.
I think Leslie's sense of integrity is so strong that, there's just, you cross that line, that's it.
And it was good. And she was like,
loyal.
I don't want to talk to her. And she put her foot down, which is opposite of what she did initially. She was a little gossipy at the beginning, and what do I do? And then she and still
the entire time Joseph is trying to play mediator. He's like, come on guys, let's drink. Let's drink our sorrows away. Let's just all get along. Let's heal the world. And it wasn't happening.
Yeah. And like I said, Jennifer, I thought her Coco's character, she nailed a bunch of jokes in that one. You were fun. How was it to watch yourself though? That big screen TV. That was kind of interesting, no?
I'm getting more and more used to it. The first week, it was a little bit. This week, and also I'm going out now, and I share with my cast yesterday. I went to the mall, and for the first time, I'm being recognized.
Hey, now.
People are like, you look like that girl from Tyler Perry show. I'm like, yeah, what she look like?
You look good,
and I'm like, no, it's me. Thank you. So I'm getting used to it, but I think it's I'm slowly getting used to it, and it's amazing.
Oh, it's gonna pick up. You're gonna come in here next time with bodyguards.
Yeah.
She might have to, because it's the worst part is when they recognize you as your character, but they can't separate you from your character.
Right. Yeah.
You start going, hey, you play Keisha, right? Yeah, I hate you, girl.
Right.
They just start swinging.
She'd have a mob with her.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like,
It's just a role, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a role. In that episode, we also saw Joseph propose to Leslie. Leslie, she wasn't having it. She wasn't having it at all, and that puts you in it puts Jonathan in a weird situation a little bit. But
Joseph.
he tried.
You keep saying Jonathan. His name's Joseph.
Joseph.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Joseph.
And
I thought he was a friend.
And I love how you corrected me too.
I keep calling him Jason.
I
related. I'm like, wait, would Jason say that?
I know.
They could have left it as Jason. That would have worked.
It's the J.
Joseph, Jason. Okay.
Cool. And then, like I said, the show that particular episode ends with that big scene. I mean, that was the scene. That was the big payoff. So we.
Was that the ending of it when you proposed to her? Or was that the beginning of the other one?
No. We're already in episode 4 at that point. Keisha, to get there though, we have Keisha telling. We have what do you call it? Leslie. What basically got them to that ugly situation was Leslie was basically trying to talk to Marcus and find out what really happened, and that's where. Angela's character, she was like, oh, it's you. So when we talked about really a second ago about how it all ended up on you, that's where it got ugly, because Angela got everything misconstrued. So we're already going into that situation so bad. You know what I mean?
I mean, there was in that scene in the kitchen, that was pretty ugly when Angela accused Leslie of being a backstabbing friend. She said some pretty hard, awful things to her.
She did.
Yeah,
and I don't know if Leslie's going to be able to get over it.
Everybody in the room knew the truth except her. And maybe Richard.
And that was shady of all you guys for keeping it from her too. I was affected.
Easy.
Yeah. It was rough. Keisha definitely felt the heat in that room. Definitely felt the heat.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good to see, because we didn't see you in episode 3, really, unfortunately, but we saw you in episode 4, so that was good.
But you know what's cool? If you don't see Keisha, 9 times
your presence was still that you were talking
about her. I'm always going to be kept alive, because I am the villain, as I found out. I'm the villain in the show. So.
But you know what? Even Mari was talking about it when we were back there. It's like you're the villain, but we don't really know if you're really the villain. You may have a reason. You may have something.
Nobody's
deeper.
clean in this show. I mean, this is
even Mr. Nice guy over there. You were the voice of reason, but maybe not. Maybe we'll see something.
The skeletons haven't come out yet, but I'm sure they're being. Speak.
I thought you were one of the good ones.
Of course, you're half crazy.
Nobody's perfect. The only people, the people that say they are, like we were saying before, are the worst of us. Because you first got to recognize there's a problem, and the problem is we're human. So then how do we correct that? Then we do our best to correct that.
And the show is doing a good job of showcasing that. We'll go to a commercial in just a second. I wanted you guys to real quick though. Let's talk about what the Twitter feedback. Do you have anything interesting that people were telling you while you guys were doing live tweeting? I mean,
to me, the most interesting thing was watching going into episode 3. There was a lot of people tweeting, "God, where's the laugh track? Like, this isn't funny. I don't know where the laugh. I don't know when to laugh," which to me was like, well, you don't know when to laugh. You laugh when you
just be free and watch it.
And then by episode 4, people were tweeting, "I don't need a laugh track. I don't want to be told when to laugh. I'm enjoying this. I don't want to be told when to laugh. I'm enjoying this."
Is that the comedy portion?
I'm trying to pick something that I can tell you, because tonight Keisha got it. I think one person said to Keisha, you need to go get help or get God or get therapy or something, but you need to leave.
So she's
Marcus
a villain,
alone.
yeah. She's a villain in some ways. We'll do predictions when we get back. We'll do some more stuff about, the set and all this good, TBS stuff. I mean, to be associated with the TBS family must be huge,
Isn't the set beautiful?
I'm going to run to Home Depot
is.
and buy Kiki some locks.
Some
For her
locks?
windows.
Oh, yeah. Nobody be bad to her. Come on.
Because we hate you, girl.
Yeah, Kiki is Kiki.
But
Keisha is wild. No,
We sympathize with you too, because we feel your pain.
yeah.
They say that they're, a scorned woman is it hell's fury? Is a scorned woman? You have no idea what a woman is capable of when you hurt her.
Oh, we'll leave it with that. Okay, let's do it. Let's dip to a commercial because Kiki's ready to talk, baby. Dip to a commercial. We'll be right back right here on the AfterBuzz. Tyler Perry's For Better or Worse, baby.
Ow!
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after-shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Really?
Hey, hello.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, we're going to do predictions, but it's kind of interesting because myself and Spicy Mari, we didn't film the show. Yet Jason, he's on the show. Kiki, she's on the show. So we're all going to talk about what we think is going to happen. And I'm trying to use the hints of what you said because you're saying things and I'm thinking.
We're reading into it.
Your character has to do something weird or crazy. So, I don't know if I'm hot or cold on that.
But you ask her. I'm not going to tell you.
Well, she don't know. You know everything. You do know all.
I
Kiki
know a lot.
Kiki knows all.
I do.
And I think that I feel like maybe even Leslie has some secrets in her closet too, possibly.
You want to do hot and cold with me?
I'll do hot and
I'm
cold
not gonna
with
tell you
Jason. I'm going to
details.
do hot and cold with Jason.
Yes, you
Okay.
girls will.
You're gonna answer? So this is how it's gonna play. I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you.
It's hot. It's hot.
It's
Sizzling
all hot.
over here.
Coming out of here.
Hot.
All hot. Okay, we go. Everyone
Okay.
unbutton a button.
So I'll play with him and then you play with Kiki. Okay. So
Let's
tell me if
play,
I'm. Tell me if I'm
Sounded a
hot.
little.
Hot.
It's a
hot.
spicy way of
Burning.
learning.
You're burning. You're on fire.
Okay. So is by chance your character not the good guy that we think, and you possibly may mess up things between you and Leslie? Am I hot or cold?
Cold.
Cold. Okay. I like
Look
that
at
you're
that
staying,
girl. I am not
I like
messing
that
that
you're
up.
staying a good
You
man.
see this picture? I am not
That's
messing that up.
I like that you're staying a good man. Does your
freezing.
Okay, tell me, does your character really want to marry her? I don't know if I really believe that you want to marry her. Am I hot or cold? Because a lot of times it's women trying to egg the man on and force him and give an ultimatum. And she's not giving you an ultimatum
you a
in this.
warm on
And I
that.
like that.
I'm gonna give
She's
you
not doing what?
She's not giving him an
I'm
ultimatum.
gonna give you 85 with a slight
she
breeze.
doesn't really know if she wants to marry him. I think she thinks
I know
it's
why. I wonder why.
She thinks it's nice in theory, but I
Cloudy
think
and
she's
75.
confident with what they have going on, and I like that because that exists really in the world. You know,
Right.
we always see the woman, thirsty to get married, and in this situation, she's strong and independent.
Is she? But maybe it was because the friends kind of pumped her on that.
Yeah,
though.
and that's usually what happens.
Yeah.
You know,
Her friends
you get in a
filled her
certain
head with, "You're perfect."
age,
Yeah,
and you're
you're-
married and you're not,
Yeah.
and we all experience that as women at some point. But are you guys going to get married? Am I hot or cold? I think that you guys are going to get married by the end of the season, maybe. You're gonna have to
End of the
convince her.
season.
Am I hot?
You have any idea what a Tyler Perry season looks like? That's 5 years.
Okay, that means like 2 breakups are gonna happen between y'all. You're gonna get her pregnant, and then you gotta get married. No,
It's a lot can go on.
You know. Okay, will we? I'm gonna say hot on that. I'm gonna say hot on that. I mean, I'm not really in charge. I'm gonna say hot though. I'm gonna say hot.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you guys are gonna get serious. You guys are gonna go down that.
That you
Okay.
will
Hot
get
on that.
married.
I'm gonna say
So
hot on that.
maybe you'll be saying for better or worse one day. Okay. All right. What
I'm just wondering about Richard because I think
Yeah.
we don't know enough. We don't know.
He's kind of
much.
mysterious.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, like, is his character gonna do something so crazy, and you're gonna have to like kind of make him a better man, like something like that. Like I feel like you're gonna chase him. Like is he gonna go nuts at all? Because we don't know.
Or does he really even love you? Like, is he only
I'm
trying
not-
to get with you because of Marcus, or does he really
like
authentically
how's
love
everyone
you?
hooking up just because of Marcus? Like everyone's hookup is
I was
based.
like,
You know what I
Too
mean?
many
Like,
questions, sorry.
Do I say hot or cold? Or
You
do
said
I-
it hot or cold. Are we on the right track? Does he really love you?
because we're thinking.
Yes.
I'm thinking
Okay.
Richard. Oh, really?
Yes, I think.
No,
I think
so-
he does. I think he does.
So he's not gonna go left field anytime soon.
No, I'm gonna say really warm, because he does love Keisha, but he also has the competition. I think it's a combination of both. But it's
Combination of which elements?
of the competition with Marcus as well as having feelings for Keisha.
Isn't that something? Marcus
just like
is
Keisha
just
does
really.
have feelings for him, but she also does want to throw in Marcus's face. You could have had this, but you chose.
So she really does.
Angela.
Does she really love Richard though? Is it authentic?
She likes him. She recognizes that he's a great person. He makes her happy, but she has such a wall up that has nothing to do with Richard.
Is
The
it her
wall-
own thing? Like her
It's
wall's
her-
her.
it's the
So
wall
she's
that
broken
Marcus
down.
built-
So will
built.
she go? Will something happen with her where she kind of needs to be alone, wants to be single a little bit? I mean,
I'm gonna
I
say
love her little
cold.
smile.
Cold. Okay. Okay. So you're gonna say hot to mine then. Are you guys gonna wind up getting married? Am I hot or cold? Like, is it gonna lead down that path where you guys really do fall in love? And
Or
you're
is this the part of the show where you got to say you got to watch the show?
I wanna know
You're
if you
doing
guys
too good, Marty.
Are we hot? Are we gonna be together? Yes.
okay?
We're gonna have a
I'll stop
baby.
for that.
How quick?
That's a home run.
Yes. How quick? Or what are some of the obstacles? Maybe before we get to that point, it just might not be right away.
Will you have a child together? Maybe?
What? That's years from now.
I don't know. The show could go quick.
I don't
You
know.
could get pregnant.
They did get married in
could.
like 3 days.
Yeah. So there.
could.
Yeah,
I
that's true.
could.
That's true. But then,
Wait, you're saying you could, but that's not a hot or cold. Come on.
Well, I'm gonna say cold on that right now. I'm gonna say
Cold
on-
right now.
with
Cold
these-
on kids.
With the edits that Tyler Perry got going on, it could be a whole nother. She could wind
Right.
up back with Marcus for all we know.
and I think because she's already bitter about being a baby mother, I don't think she's gonna put herself in that predicament again. If he's my husband, which very much can happen.
Well,
then
you better be careful what you say. I just got a tweet that said we got 9,000 people watching this. right now.
Oh,
Kiki.
nice.
Don't
Kiki.
you're giving out too much.
and this is all me guessing.
shouldn't be naughty then.
I don't know because the amazing thing about not only this show but every show is as the show is going along, the writers are writing it. So some of the things that you're asking me just based on the energy.
Oh, and watch them edit because of us.
Oh yeah. Can I do like not necessarily a prediction, but a request? Wouldn't
Okay.
it be cool if they threw in another like salon girl and she was like, she was a Latina, but also, she was kind of mixed.
but
she
it
was
is random,
she's lived in Atlanta.
I did live in Atlanta. I did.
How you know I was talking about
I
you?
did
The
live in
Christmas list, huh? The Christmas
I
list.
did.
Yeah.
I did live in Atlanta.
Why don't you- why don't
Princess
people tweet
Spellman.
that?
Shout out
Yeah.
to AKAs, Ski Wee.
Wow.
But
You
yes,
just made like most of my best friends are AKAs, and I know right
okay,
now they
yeah.
are.
I'm what you would
scheming
call
right now.
a Latina, a Black and Mexican.
A
so I
Blatina.
Latina, yeah. I represent both.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm saying she should be a part of this in some weird way. Maybe that's just my dream, but there you go.
Yes.
No,
So many
Ronnie is a
fetishes.
dreamer.
I
So
know.
wrong to put out
What's
there,
going on in this
Hey,
brain?
but you said you're an actress as well.
I
so-
do, but
Okay, but
you guys.
but the real honest question, as far
Yes.
as like you lived in Atlanta, so
I did.
so there you go. Like watching the show.
I love seeing the houses. That's
Okay.
my favorite thing about
Yeah.
Atlanta is the property out there is
Yes.
beautiful.
and affordable.
And this looks like Atlanta. When I'm seeing it, I'm like, oh wait, that looks like Buckhead. Like
Yes.
I recognize some of the stuff that I'm seeing, and it could be sets, but you guys are doing a good job if it's not real.
And that's one of the things with Tyler when TBS, like people have to realize, people get so caught up with the characters because it's so dynamic, or those storylines, which is so dynamic as well. You should. But then there's this bigger thing. Like, this is the first show like this in history. The first show to show black ownership. The first show to have
and I'm loving
6 different black people who are all loaded. You know, I mean, there's a materialistic side of that, but then there's another side. Like, God, why did we have to wait till 2011 or 2012?
To show this.
So there's this
just
other
is,
historical side. Whether
black
you like each
professionals.
character or not, you know, they serve the purpose of the story, and then behind all that is just this much bigger thing that's bigger than us, bigger than Tyler, bigger than TV, bigger than everything. It's a movement to a new era of television for at least us as a people,
right?
And maybe if we get a Hispanic person, for,
She's Latina.
Quiet.
Latina.
What about joining the TBS family? I think, you know, you get on a show and you never know how well it's going to work or whatever, but TBS and having a Tyler Perry show already, House of Pain, I mean, that's got to give you
courage. They just have courage. They've had
Yes.
courage to put it out there. So of course they should have all the success that TBS has been having. There's a reason Conan picked up and left and went there, because this network has courage to do things that no one else until this point has had the courage to do.
And I have to say, the TBS is the bomb. Like, when they get behind a show, they put their all behind it.
If they're
And
even
they go
tweeting us, we'll
throttle.
take it.
I mean,
you know,
when we decided to do
True,
this, they
right?
made it happen like that. As soon as you came at us with the idea.
Yeah,
for
Jason, break that
AfterBuzz.
down.
Yeah.
You were an AfterBuzzer as a guest, and then tell us how you made all this happen.
As I said, I just love the experience of the show. I thought it was seriously.
I mean,
it was amazing.
It happened
I
as
mean,
a
young people
random-
doing their thing, and,
Yes.
and the whole cyber. Yeah, I thought she was asking me out for a date.
I met him at a restaurant where I was hosting because I work for
We were
KJLH
there. We saw you.
also. You were there
Yeah,
too?
we had just gotten done.
We
had
just
just
left
gone
the
to
Hollywood Black Film Festival.
I didn't even
Festival.
realize
We were
you-
there as
that
a
was-
cast. We were
and
there as a cast. Michael
I
was
stopped
there.
him when he was leaving and apologizing, like, I hope our music wasn't too loud. We was hosting an event for the radio station. I hope you know had a still good
Did you
time.
hear that? She didn't even notice me. She only noticed Jason.
I know it's
sorry.
weird. This is like
You are
another
so
part of the
fine.
story.
I
She noticed my ring too,
notice
so it's all
okay.
good.
I didn't
She was like, I was there too.
It is okay. Jason is fine.
I was staring at
fine.
him. I'm sorry. I will admit. But, you know, every time I see you, you get more and more beautiful. I can't even recognize
Aw,
you.
see, you know what?
Kiki,
that
you
was a
are
brownie
fine.
point.
Kiki,
I'll catch
you
that.
are-
I will
you
catch
are
that
a-
brownie point. Thank you, girl.
There is no dispute.
It is so
Kiki.
thick in here.
Kiki
I can barely
is-
see you, Ronnie. Ronnie, you still there, man? I can barely see
I'm
you.
trying,
Yes.
man.
Wow,
Oh my
it's like
goodness.
whipped cream in here.
But that's how
Everyone
it happened.
loves everybody.
I had met you guys that night when I was
You guys.
doing an event for
Right.
102.3.
Right.
And so I had spoke with him, and then I wound up following him on Twitter, and then met him again at the ABFF festival.
Yep, that's-
and I asked him to come on AfterBuzz.
Yes.
That was the day after. We had gone to the opening.
The HBFF.
HBFF, yeah.
Yes,
I'm
we had
thinking
gone to the
Miami.
opening that night, and then later we ran into you, and then I went back the next night because I was doing a stage reading as part of the film
Right.
festival, and we met again. You met my
Oh,
wife.
you were
and-
there.
Yeah, I was there.
Oh,
Oh, you don't
okay.
remember me?
I was.
Ah,
I know.
it goes
No.
both ways.
I didn't see you. I promise. I didn't see you that night, but I was there as well.
I'm just like,
And she was like,
I did, I
"Hey,
saw
you've done
you.
an
Yeah.
HBO show before. One of the
Right.
shows we do AfterBuzz for
Was How to Make It in America, HBO show.
Would you
Yes.
come and talk about it?" And I just had a good feeling. I was like, "Yeah, sure." You know, I just followed my gut. Really, came here, loved it. And then I realized in talking to you guys, I was
Right.
like, wow, some of the shows that you cover, like, I guess they just don't get it. I mean, they don't really put anything behind it, or they don't get that involved. And I was like, if our audience had a chance to get involved,
Yes.
they would get involved.
Yeah.
And then you started working with the TBS
Yeah,
people.
I talked
and
to
Tyler
Ozzy.
Perry, yeah.
Ozzy, who's the CEO of Tyler Perry Studios, amazing.
Right.
And
They're all great.
Lori Hall,
Yeah.
who's at TBS. She handles the online media and things like that. And I sent emails to both of them and said, look, I think this would be really great for the show. And
that
what
hustler
do
in
you
them.
think? And they looked at it and they were like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, you know what
Well,
it is? Outside of being a cast, like, we all
You guys
want
are a
this
family,
to
too,
work.
yeah.
Yes.
We don't just show up to set. Like, this is, whatever we need to do to push this.
Well, I mean, even Jason, within booking yourself, and we do things fast sometimes, like, everyone's just on the same team. Like, we're all trying to do it, you
Let
know?
me put it to you this way.
Yeah.
I was looking at
Yeah.
emails, and this was like last night at 8 o'clock Pacific time, of people, hey, on the TBS and Tyler Perry Studio site saying, "Hey, I just got off the plane. Send me an email from who are working on the internet on the tech side. Hey,
Yeah.
okay, hey, I'm just getting out of a restaurant. Let me call." And,
I love
and
it.
like people
It's like
were
fun. It's
people
like
were,
exciting,
people
yeah.
were leaving what they were doing
Yes.
to get
Yes.
this set up and working tonight.
Yeah,
and,
'cause
and I
everyone-
think they
'cause
said
everyone-
maybe next week it might be on the Facebook. It might be
Let's
live
do it.
stream on the
Let's
Facebook.
do it,
You
yeah.
can't see it, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
how lucky are we, though, to get actual actors actors after the TV show to talk about their show.
I know.
What shows are doing
We've
that right
done so
now?
many AfterBuzzes, and then like we've always watched with just other hosts, and then we're watching with you guys. I'm like, wait, he's sitting there. There he is.
We're getting the
Sitting there.
inside tip.
Okay,
Can't
how
talk
about
that
me?
ish
How
you
about
wanted
I'm
to,
sitting
huh?
there.
Can't talk that
and
ish
I'm
like you
on
wanted
screen.
to,
And
huh?
I'm sitting there.
I love getting the
and I'm on
inside
the
tip from
screen.
you, girl, because
It's-
I love that you are not your character. I love that in real
At all.
life you
Yeah.
are beautiful and
just
amazing and
sweet.
sweet.
Don't
And then
let
I
her
see you on
fool
TV
you.
and I'm like,
Let her fool you.
I hate you.
Thank
I go from
you.
hating you to
No,
loving you.
thank you so much.
No, you're good, Kiki, because you're telling me that, you're getting recognized possibly like for the first time, and you're doing like press tours and everything, and it's so good to see you embracing it. You're good at that. You're just like, you're in the moment.
I love it, and I've been meeting great people and sharing my story of how I joined this wonderful cast, even meeting Mr. Perry and just everything. Like I am.
So were you shaking when you met Mr. Perry? I mean, where were the nerves at?
I have such respect and admiration for him, and just to be able to be on a show that he's created and directed. I'm telling you, like
So,
it's still not real.
When
Kiss
you
me.
step through the gates of Tyler Perry Studios, there's something in your
That's right.
body, your spine just goes tingle, tingle, tingle.
So who's the first person you call when you get booked? Like, who do you call right away? Who are the people you call?
What's amazing is that when I got called by the casting director and I got booked, the first call to come in actually was from Tasha. Because
Because you guys are friends,
because
right?
we're friends, and Tyler had called her and actually told Tasha I found our Keisha, and I think you know her
Nice.
because he saw Tasha Smith acting workshop on my resume. So she was calling me to tell me that I booked the gig.
Wow.
So when I clicked over and I was like, Tasha, you're never gonna believe this. I went in for an audition today and I booked the job, and she's like, great. I wanted to be the one to tell you. So we had that moment. But as soon as I hung up with them, of course, my mom. And can I just tell you, my mom is so cool. Like, you would think that she would have been like, she's like, I knew it.
Girl,
Oh,
I
she
saw
was-
this.
she was
shit.
already-
I've
yeah.
known you were a
She's
star.
probably
the
prayed
rest of
about
the world
it,
just
yeah.
had to find
She knew it
out.
was gonna happen.
so
she
cool.
knew
It was
exact
gonna
same.
happen.
I
And she
know that feeling.
pretty much booked the job and had to get on the plane, right? I mean,
Yes,
that was a real.
That's how it works. It's fast, right?
Wow.
I went to the audition Monday evening. Excuse me, I got the call to come in for the audition Monday evening around 6. My audition appointment was Tuesday at 4:20. I got the call at
Whoa.
6:40 on Tuesday,
And
2 hours
ready.
So we are
later.
jet setters, movers
That
and
I
shakers.
booked it,
And
I was on
ready.
a
Yeah,
plane.
movers and shakers, yeah.
I was on a plane
Making
the very
it.
next night at 11:59 heading to Tyler Perry
So can I
Studios.
ask you and Jason really quick, because you guys are now, you guys are stars. How do you guys stay humble? What do you attribute it
don't
to? Because
really,
you guys
to tell you the
are
truth.
beautiful people. How are you staying humble?
Humble.
Who's keeping you in check?
You are. You're the one.
one.
I mean, you guys are pretty. I mean, you guys are very down to earth.
Thank you. I'll go since you're so tongue-tied.
Humble.
When's
I mean,
Jason
I'm not
tongue-tied?
even
When's
sure
Jason-
what that.
Are you
When's
saying
Jason
you're
not
not-
talking?
Are you saying you're
Hard
not
to get
humble?
that word out of here.
I
Humble when you
think
say
humble
humble,
is
I-
something that you are or you aren't. So it's not something that you have
does-
to turn
yeah.
on. It's just it's who you
And
are.
the
Because once
and
people
the
get fame,
it's
though,
so
and
much
a little
about
bit
the
of
word.
notoriety,
Like
I love
this
what
is-
she's saying.
Popping
It's
their
so
collar.
much bigger than us, you guys.
I
so
love
much
what
bigger
she's
than us.
saying.
It has to be about the
it's,
word.
it's who she is, and the elements in her life are just changing. That's it. So she is this person,
I'm the
whether
same person.
whether she's
I love
it.
whether she's an actress that's struggling or like that's that's kind of where you're at.
And
which is
it's
awesome.
just I know what you're saying. Like some people,
You guys stay down to earth. You guys still have humility. I mean, you guys are very kind, relatable people. And sometimes we see you get your first commercial, and all of a sudden you think that you are God's gift to the world. We see that all the time in
yeah,
Hollywood.
Thank you.
we're glad you guys are good. Let's as we wrap it up, I
Yeah.
want you guys to do kind of like a message to your fans. Like, what do you what's your message that you'd want them to know about you, the person, or the show, or what do you want them to talk to them right now?
I want y'all to keep, number one, please keep watching the show. We are so, so, so grateful to you for watching us. We are really interested in getting the goal that we're going to go back in the fall and do a lot more seasons. And we want you to know that we appreciate your feedback, and I promise you, there's never been a show like this before. And we just want you to keep tuning into the characters and see yourself in the characters, and then also see those things in your characters, i.e. my character, where don't be like Keisha. Don't make the
learn
decision.
from it, yeah.
Learn from them, so just continue to support us and give us your feedback, and know that we appreciate each and every one of you.
Nice. Jason, your message to the fans?
I gotta follow that?
You do? I know. I should have had you go first.
Can we do some, like, one of those music things? Just, like, go dark?
AfterBuzz.
Oh, that's going to wrap us up. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much to everyone who supported this project.
Thank you for everybody watching. Thank you for everyone who was here.
Real quick, your Twitter.
Oh, Twitter, Jason Olive.
And I am Kiki Haynes, Haynes.
And thank you for the people that tweeted with us on TBS, Tyler Perry
Bless
Studios.
you. Thank you for coming here.
Ronnie Jr. Media on Twitter, at Spicy Madi.
Spicy_Madi.
Thank you guys, AfterBuzz. We appreciate it. More TBS. Keep on watching.
We're going to do it
show.
again next week, right?
Let's
every
do it.
Friday,
Tyler Perry.
Every Friday, guys.
An honest story, for better or worse. We all go through it, and now we're watching.
We're going to have Crystal Stewart here next week.
Just like that.
Boom.
Can't wait.
All right, AfterBuzz. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Tweet us out, okay?
This is awesome.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
A friend of mine at CBS was